Shri Anand Kumar. Very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Chairman, sir, for providing me an opportunity to participate in the debate on the natural calamities in the country. Unfortunately, in the recent months, especially from September 28th onwards to October 4th, there were incessant rains in the state of Karnataka. Of course, in the adjoining state of Andhra Pradesh also. To the extent, sir, it was unprecedented in last 100 years. Instead of 25-30 mm rainfall in that period, it was more than 250 to 300 millimeters of rainfall, which is an increase of 673 percentage points. The major rivers, sir, like Krishna, Bhima, Tungabhadra, Malaprabha, Ghataprabha, Doni, Hirehalla, Bennihalla, every river in North Karnataka overflowed. And the districts of Raichur, Koppal, Ballari, Bijapur, Bagalkot, Belgaum, Dharwad, Gadag, Davangere, Chitradurga, Karwar, Haveri, all these districts, hundreds of villages got totally inundated. That was the situation, sir. The Honorable Prime Minister visited, and the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka was round the clock with all his ministers. Our MPs and MLAs were there in the ground to provide relief and succor to the victims of the floods, sir. Sir, our Honorable Home Minister, my dear friend Sri Chidambaramji, and other Union Ministers of Karnataka were also kind enough to visit the areas. Today I am raising this matter with great pain and anguish, sir. I am not raising myself to criticize or allege, but I want to put forth the horrendous experience the people are facing in the state of Karnataka, especially in North Karnataka. Actually, 229 people have lost their lives, sir. More than 6.55 lakh houses have crumbled, because in the entire North Karnataka, it's all houses of mud roof. 22 lakh hectares of agricultural crop, which was ready for harvesting, it has been totally destroyed, sir. And more than 4,292 villages are affected. And we have submitted to the Government of India a memorandum stating that 18,500 crores of rupees is the total loss. And according to CRF norms, we have also requested 7,047 crore rupees with 35 lakh rupees, sir. But at the same time, I also want to bring before this Honorable House, sir, the efforts made by Government of Karnataka under the leadership of our Chief Minister, Shri B.S. Yediyurappa ji. For the first ever time in the state of Karnataka, we went to the people at large. We said so many houses have been totally destroyed. We want to construct houses, Pakka houses for them who have lost their houses. And each house, what Government of India is going to give according to CRF norms, 35,000 rupees is not sufficient. Therefore, we are going to pull in 1 lakh rupee from each donor, and they can construct such very good houses, and they can reconstruct the entire villages, as it has happened under the leadership of Narendra Modi after the earthquake in Kutch in Gujarat. To one of the functions of foundation laying, even the Honorable Home Minister Sri Chidambaramji had participated, sir. And I am very pleased to state in this Honorable House, sir, from Infosys to Biocon, to Cisco, various corporate houses, from Jupiter Investments, to various mutts like Adichunchanagiri Mutt, Suttur Mutt, Dharmasthala, Virendra Hegdeji. All these mutts have come forward and they are adopting the houses, sir. The Honorable Chief Minister and the Government of Karnataka from these public donations has collected 1,200 crore rupees, which itself is a national record during a calamity. 1,200 crore rupees have been collected to build the houses. But sir, I also want to thank the Union Government for providing immediate rescue facilities like aircrafts, helicopters and food grains, and the army personnel. On behalf of the people of Karnataka, I want to thank all of them who have helped us in this hour of need and crisis from the bottom of my heart, sir. Sir, but the issue is, whatever we are doing, whether it is sufficient, whether it is adequate. When we met Honorable Home Minister and the Honorable Prime Minister, sir, there are 3 stages of a disaster management, sir. Relief, rescue and rehabilitation, reconstruction. First rescue, then relief, then rehabilitation. And before that, if I want to point out to the Honorable Home Minister, sir, even precaution, prevention, mitigation, preparedness, that is also required, on which there is less stress from the Union Government and various state governments also, sir. We are not totally equipped to manage the disaster in the country. Sir, the Government of India has announced a compensation of 1,000 crore rupees other than CRF, and NCCF grants to the Government of Karnataka. But I want to point out to the Honorable Home Minister here, sir, that in that 1,000 crore rupees, the Karnataka government has received only 500 crore rupees, whereas Karnataka government through its exchequer has till today spent 1,569 crore rupees, sir. And Honorable Home Minister was former Finance Minister also, sir. He knows the total plan size of Karnataka state this year is 28,000 crore rupees, and with a huge loss of nearly 20,000 crore rupees, hardly any money left in the government exchequer for the development of the infrastructure to pursue the plan, this thing, sir. Therefore, I want to urge through you, sir, the Honorable Home Minister, while replying, he will assure the Government of Karnataka that he will be immediately releasing another 500 crores within a week to the Government of Karnataka. And we have also requested 7,055 crore rupees as under the CRF norms. Andhra Pradesh has requested for more than 11,000 crore rupees, sir. I want to bring out a comparison, sir. Sir. The Government of India has sanctioned 1,000 crore rupees to Andhra Pradesh also. And we are with the people of Andhra Pradesh that 1,000 crore rupees should be released to them, and something more is required. That also should be released. But at the same time, sir, the havoc that floods have created both in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh are not similar, not parallel, not equal. Sir, in Andhra Pradesh, the human lives lost is 90. In Karnataka, it is 229. House damaged, it is 2.14 lakhs. In Karnataka, it is 6.55 lakhs. Cropped area affected is 2.82 lakh hectares. In Karnataka, it is 22.85 lakh hectares. Damage to roads is 14,135 kilometers. In Karnataka, it is 29,613 kilometers. Number of bridges and culverts damaged, it is 3,115 in number. In Karnataka, it is 5,240. Number of irrigation systems that structures damaged in Andhra Pradesh is 1,811. In Karnataka, it is 2,182. Damage to power sector, sir, 10 132 kV lines, 2 kV substations have been affected in Andhra Pradesh. In Karnataka, 1.15 lakh power installations have been affected. Therefore, sir, they are incomparable. We are with the tragedy of the people of Andhra Pradesh, but compared to Andhra, Karnataka has been ravaged by the floods, this time unprecedented in last 100 years. Therefore, I plead with the Honorable Home Minister to see the gravity of the situation and provide the necessity relief to the state of government, to the government of Karnataka immediately, sir. We have already requested 7,500 crore rupees, sir, and we hope that amounts will be coming to the government of Karnataka, sir. Sir, we have some perennial issues, sir. Actually, from last 15 years, I have been a votary and I have been raising this issue and arguing this issue in the House regarding revising the guidelines of CRFC. But unfortunately, the whatever that is being given according to the guidelines of CRF is a pittance. For example, for the damage of houses also, they have made, the CRF guidelines makes a distinction, sir, Pakka houses and Kacha houses. And in Pakka houses and Kacha houses also fully destroyed and partially destroyed. And for that, if Pakka house is fully destroyed, it is 35,000 rupees. But whereas for others, it is 1,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees, 5,000 rupees, 7,000 rupees. Sir, I hope all the honorable members of this House are with me on this issue. Pakka houses should be completely reimbursed, sir. But at the same time, who are the most affected, sir, in a natural calamity, in an earthquake or a flood or a drought or a cyclone? It is the poorest of the poor, sir. And if he loses his entire house, if his house is totally destroyed, I feel the entire amount should be compensated. Because in those 7 days, his Kacha house is half destroyed, sir. But rains were continuing till the other day. For more than 1 month, the rains were pouring. Therefore, the remaining house is also totally collapses, sir. Therefore, when do they do the survey is the question, sir. For the crop loss and for the destruction of the houses, when is the survey conducted? If the survey is conducted just after the floods, if the survey is conducted just after the incessant rains, that is not sufficient, sir. Therefore, I urge the Government of India, sir, through the Honorable Home Minister, that they need to revise the CRF guidelines for the house compensation, sir. At the same time, regarding crop compensations, in rain-fed area, it is 2,000 rupees per hectare, sir. In irrigated area, it is 4,000 rupees per hectare. But for horticultural crops, it is only 8,000 rupees per hectare. Hectare is 2.4 acres, sir. That is per acre, the poor farmer gets only 1,000 rupees, sir. And I also want to urge the Honorable Home Minister, sir, the Government of India, through you, sir, that whatever the guidelines that have been made for the CRF, they have been made for the drought conditions, sir. When drought condition is there is no sowing is done, sir. There is no fertilizer is not given, manure has not been put, pesticides have not been used, it has not been irrigated, therefore there is no investment. But when floods happen, when the standing crops are lost. I think for the floods, there has to be a different type of norms for giving crop compensation. Sir, I am concluding, sir. I also urge the Government of India, sir, before Government of India last year announced loan waiver for the farmers, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Shri Yediyurappa, who is a farmers leader, we have waived off all the cooperative loans of Karnataka state farmers. Through that, we had incurred an expenditure of more than 2,800 crore rupees. And that has been a huge burden on the exchequer, sir. Therefore, we are pleading with the Honorable Home Minister that to continue the credit facility after this havoc, that 2,800 crore rupees should be reimbursed to the Government of Karnataka, because anyhow that money was to come to Government of Karnataka through Government of India, was to come to to the farmers of Karnataka, because if we had not waived 1 year earlier, then the Government of India, we would have availed the loan waiver scheme of Government of India, sir. Therefore, that 2,800 crore rupees, I understand the problem, sir. Similar petition is there from the state of Tamil Nadu. But I urge that that money should be given to the Government of Karnataka. And secondly, sir, when half of Karnataka farmers have lost their crops, they cannot repay their agricultural loans, sir. They cannot pay their interest and penal interest, sir. Therefore, Government of India should come forward to waive the agricultural loans, sir. That's of great importance. And we are also requesting additional houses under Indira Awas Yojana, sir, because more than 6.55 lakh houses have collapsed in 15 districts. And we are demanding that 2 lakh additional houses under IAY, Indira Awas Yojana, should be granted to Government of Karnataka. Sir, I am concluding, sir.
Please, please.
And now the amount that is being given is 35,000 rupees per house, sir. But that is not sufficient, sir. They should revise that 35,000 rupees to 50,000 rupees, sir. Sir, before I conclude, I want to say 2 more things, sir. According to the CRF norms, sir, the food grains that are given to the affected, the period is only for 1 month, sir. If that 1 month is elapsed, later if they don't get employment, they are not getting any employment, sir. They are in flood situation. But that period is not enhanced. Therefore, we are requesting you, sir, that enhance that period, stipulation, remove that stipulation of 1 month, make it 3 months, and provide another 1.5 lakh metric tons of food grains to the people of Karnataka, because they are totally unemployed. They don't have anywhere to go. And
next point, please.
Lastly, there is another important issue, sir. According to NCCF norms and CRF norms, the period for the reconstruction of all the bridges, culverts, small dams, irrigation dams, roads, drainages, even the electrical installations is 45 days. In 45 days, you can't reconstruct. You cannot create a status quo ante. Just filling the mud is no reconstruction. You have to reconstruct the whole area in the same way, for which at least 6 months are required. Therefore, remove this stipulation of 45 days and make it 6 months. Therefore, these are the things we are requesting, sir. Sir, I am concluding, sir.
Please.
Sir, I was going through this issues related to disaster management in India, sir. I spoke to our Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Sri Narendra Modi ji also. Sir, we require a constitutional amendment to handle this disaster management. the disaster management doesn't find a mention in state list or central list or concurrent list. It is in the residuary powers. Therefore, I urge the Government of India to bring out a constitutional amendment, we will support it, and make disaster management a part of concurrent list, so that both center and state can participate. Now, the entire responsibility is on the provinces, entire responsibility is on the states, which they cannot handle. Therefore, if at all there has to be a semblance of disaster management in India, sir, we require a constitutional amendment. And there are three institutions, sir, you know very well. One is National Disaster Management Authority. Second is National Institute of Disaster Management and Ministry of Home Affairs. But roles have not been clarified. There is no coordination between these three agencies. Therefore, Home Ministry are, I also sometimes think, sir, that we require a separate ministry for disaster management. Because in the South Asia Pacific region, sir, India is the most disaster prone country. More than 60% of our country is affected by the various types of disasters, sir. We have got Gujarat earthquake, we have got Orissa super cyclone, we have got the cyclone of West Bengal, the continuous
you made your point, please.
The continuous floods in Andhra, Karnataka and Maharashtra, Orissa and all these places, sir. Therefore, we require a separate ministry for that, sir. And sir, we are, everybody comes forward to the rescue and relief, sir. But what suffers is the reconstruction of the areas. For that, there is no money from both CRF and NCCF. The Honorable Home Minister has again and again assured this House there are two agencies, two instruments, two facilities in the name of CRF and NCCF. But I want to put a straight question through you to the Honorable Home Minister, sir. Both of them are for only rescue and relief. They are not for reconstruction. And if at all they are for reconstruction, that is not adequate. And what about the funds for precaution, prevention and mitigation, sir? There are no funds. There are no systems. There is no research. Therefore, Government of India has to come out clearly about that, sir. And sir,
there are three more speakers. You pass whatever points because they will get less time, please.
Sir, I am finishing, sir.
No, please, no.
Sir, I am finishing, sir.
Please, last point. Last point.
Sir, these disasters are hitting the country again and again. And Honorable Home Minister has a arduous responsibility of managing the national security, internal security. And fortunately today we have the Honorable Defence Minister who is responsible for for the security against the external aggression. But my request to the Honorable Home Minister, sir, and Government of India, we require a national policy for the reconstructions, disaster reconstruction. And sir, many articles have appeared that if there had been a Doppler radar in Bombay, they would have tackled the cyclones. We lack such things, sir. And building codes are not there. I am asking the Honorable Home Minister, sir, we have got codes, disaster resistant construction buildings are there only in urban areas. When we give economically weaker section housing, below poverty line housing, BPL housing and EWS housing, like Indira Awas Yojana, Valmiki Ambedkar Awas Yojana and all such yojanas, where is the planning for disaster resistance, sir? Do we add a component? Because if at all affected, they are affected. Not the multi-storied buildings alone, sir. Not only the buildings in the urban areas. Therefore, the housing codes
please now,
in the disaster area.
You made good points. Come on, please.
Sir, lastly, I also urge the Honorable Home Minister that he should pilot a bill engineers bill to regulate the profession of engineers. Because there has to be a code regarding the construction of the houses and buildings across the country, sir. There are two issues here. Again, one is the residential buildings and commercial buildings, sir. Another is the irrigation dams, mud dams and other dams. Who is going to vote safe for their safety, sir? We have got a Council of Architects and Council of Chartered Accountants. Why not Government of India should think of Council of Engineers? There has to be Engineers Council. So that I feel, sir, the Government of India within next 1 week should provide us another 500 crore rupees, and whatever we have asked, 7,500 crore rupees under CRF guidelines, that should be given to Government of Karnataka forthwith, because don't compare the tragedy with Andhra Pradesh. Give us that amount. And regarding this long-standing issues, from the policy to the council to the constitutional amendment, I hope the Government of India, especially my dear friend Chidambaram ji, will take note of this and pilot all these things. Thank you very much.